Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk with Lake Lehman graduate Scott Bean, a pitcher for the Black Knights. He's moving on to the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. Scott, welcome into the show. Tell us about your baseball career there at Lake Lehman.
Hi. Thank you for having me on the show, Mr. Mendola. Where to start? That's the question. It's been a great 4 years at Lake Lehman. From freshman year when we won the district title to, this past year being a senior and, going out with a couple wins and making great teammates. And I've got to play with great guys all over the conference. So it's been awesome.
Talk about your baseball game, and you kind of concentrated on it. You're going to a Division I school. Tell us about all the hard work you've put into your baseball career.
It's crazy. From 8th grade, I played for a man, my former coach, Chip Sorber, and he always said, you have the ability to play college ball. It's just of a matter of what level. And, luckily I was blessed being a little bit bigger than some other guys. And, it was just from traveling all over the East Coast for exposure, playing on the Chandler national team. It was just a lot of hard work in the weight room all winter long, even missing out on some hunting opportunities to get that extra work in. So, every day, if you weren't doing it, you're missing out.
Scott Bean joining us here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Oh, Scott, did you talk about heading to the next level? Talk about some of the schools that were in the mix, and how did you find the school, the University of Maryland Eastern Shore?
It was actually funny. Until the last 2 years, I never heard of UMES. Not a clue where it was at, knew nothing about it. But I belonged to a website called NCSA, and it was just, to get a recruiting video out. And I saw that on the list, there's a D1 school in Maryland. They were looking at my videos, and, I just sent an email out to them, saying, hey, who I am and, what kind of person I am. And it was funny. They came down to Coastal Carolina. We were playing a tournament down there, and he drove from Maryland to see me down there. And I threw very well, and then a couple days later I had an offer. But I was looking at Delaware State, East Carolina, Slippery Rock, and a few other schools, but I really liked UMES the best.
Well, it's a great fit for you, and it works out. Tell us about what you're going to study.
I'm going to be studying business administration, and I'm really excited about it because I always wanted to be a teacher, but I always wanted to be a businessman also, and business administration gives me it's like a hybrid major. It'll give me a teaching degree and a business degree.
Well, that's definitely an interesting mix for you, and congratulations on being able to get that at a school like the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Tell us about the program there at the school and the baseball program and some of the teams that they play.
The program is definitely on the up right now. Past former MLB player Pedro Swan will be my head coach, and he just took over the program 2 years ago, and I'm really excited to play for him. He came into this program, didn't have a lot of money to give, didn't have, the resources that, like a Virginia or UNC would have, but he went in, he cut a bunch of guys, he got his own recruiting classes in there, and they're looking, competing now every year in the MEAC, and they play against teams like Delaware State, Norfolk State, Bethune-Cookman represented actually the MEAC conference this year in the college regionals, so it's exciting, and the program is definitely on the up.
Scott, when you talk about getting the job done on the field and doing the job in the classroom to get to a Division I school, you have to be well-rounded. Tell us about how you got it done and that work ethic that you have.
Well, what was big for me was playing for the Chandler national team, and their motto was, it begins with respect. And, you never really think about those things, and it's just the little things in our organization that we did. Like, you don't flip the ball to the umpire, you hand it to them. They're not called blue, they're called sir. It was just the little things, even hugging your mom after games. College coaches watch everything you do because, they have to spend the next 4 years with you. And, they also look at your work ethic in the classroom. Is this guy, going to be above a 3.0, or are we going to have to worry about him being ineligible half the season? Because, when you're going to play at a college, you're an investment to them. And, everything about you counts, and they look at everything.
Well, Scott, you sound very mature and you sound ready to head as a freshman down to Maryland and get into school. Talk about your family support you've had over the years and that maturity you get. I'm sure some credit goes to the family as well.
I can't thank my parents enough. And I also want to thank my little brother. He's a 9-year-old here at the elementary school at Lake Knox, and he's put up with all of this. But my family, from being in Georgia to North Carolina, and you only have a week to get there in between, and all the practices and all the training sessions and all the bullpens up at Shiavachi's and hotel fees and airfare fees, I wouldn't be where I'm at now if it wasn't for them. I have the best family in the world. My grandparents have helped me out tremendously, my pop and my papa and my nana. I mean, just the whole family has come, together to, see me try and make my dreams, and that was playing baseball at the highest ability I could.
Scott Bean telling us about his family and how proud he is to be who he is and who he's become. He gives a lot of credit to them. And Scott, it's always refreshing to hear that from young men and young women in northeastern Pennsylvania. You got a very bright future ahead of you. When you hit the field, tell us what kind of player that you're going to be at the collegiate level. What are some of the strengths and what are some of the weaknesses that you still got to work on?
Definitely. My strong points are going to be, my leadership and my character. I'm going to be the kind of pitcher that I'm going to go get after it every day. I'm on that field, giving 110%, and I'm the kind of pitcher that's just going to come out and try and shove it and pitch defensively. A lot of things I'm going to have to work on is getting bigger and stronger. Right now, I'm 6'5", to about 205 pounds, but hopefully by this winter I'll be 230. So I'm definitely looking forward to the lifting programs and getting stronger, and also pitching smarter. You don't really realize in high school and showcase ball because you're just out there trying to throw the ball 90 miles an hour. Just the little things, how to pitch backwards, how to go after guys differently, what you look for. If their hands are in, if their hands are, just reading the little things on batters and. Even just becoming smarter as a pitcher. I think that's going to be a major thing in me being successful.
Well, Scott, it's great to talk with you. I wish you well in your future endeavors, and excited to see how baseball players in northeastern Pennsylvania are on the map and going to major league teams. And really, it's a hot commodity right now, baseball. I'm sure you would agree with that. But we wish you well in your future endeavors.
Right, thank you, Mr. Mendola. I appreciate it.
Scott Bean, Lake Lehman, headed down to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore to play collegiate ball Division I here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.